back to my channel. This is the first build your own palette of 2024. As you can see, I have laid out in front of me all of my Lethal Cosmetic eyeshadows. I had recently purchased, well, I guess it was a Black Friday purchase of a bunch more shadows, both mattes and some metallic and multi-chrome and stuff. And I have since put them all together into one location. One of the things that I had done, so for Black Friday, they were doing like a certain percentage off the build your own palette thing. So I had done I think 24 one, but then also a 12. So I thought it would be pretty fun just to put together 12 to go into this palette right here, just to sort of kick off the new year of building palettes. Lethal Cosmetic, especially the mattes, are some of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. The mattes are so buttery and smooth and they blend wonderfully. And I've gotten a lot of use out of the mattes that I already have, or that I already had before the Black Friday purchase. But I want to get some more use out of some of the shimmers that I have, and especially some of the multi-chromes that I just purchased. So I'm going to start with picking the ones from this side, which are all the shimmers and multi-chromes, and then I'll fill it in with mattes. So this one right here is one of the ones that I got in the order, and it's called BYOP. And it's a pretty, I guess, typical reddy, bluey, green shift, and it's one of my favorite multi-chrome type shifts. So I'm definitely going to include that in the palette. And since that's leaning kind of reddy, bluey, greeny, I think I'm probably going to stay along those lines for this. So this is probably going to end up being a pretty grungy palette, but that's some of my favorite color stories to go with. So I also think I want to use this one, which is Volant. It leans a little bit more on the red base side, and I guess just to stick with those lines and sticking with some of the newer ones that I got, this is the shade Dark Matter, which is, one of those typical black base with red shifts. Okay, so I think those are 3 good multi-chromes to use. I kind of want to add one of these 2 lighter shades. I actually believe one of these is a multi-chrome. Yep. Or at least a duochrome. The shade Parallax has kind of a green shift. But Astral, it's kind of shifty, but it's mostly just kind of got that wet look, not so much of a color shift. So I actually think this will be pretty good to have something to balance out some of the darkness of the multi-chromes that I chose. So I'm just sort of going to pull these into frame. So those are the 4 that I have right now. And I maybe want, so this one right here is also a little bit on the lighter side, but it's just got the wet look shine. I'm not sure that I'm totally, I think these have enough of the red shift. I don't think I necessarily want to include that one, but maybe just one of these metallics. That one I don't think goes that well, but maybe this one, which is Acolyte. Okay, so maybe I'll pull that. All right, so now let's do some mattes. I'm actually gonna pull these to the center, just to sort of help me see what's gonna go. Okay, so as you can see, and in my Lethal unboxing, if you watch that, I got 3 burgundies that were pretty similar in color, and then obviously you can see that I already had some. I just burgundy purpley reds are some of my favorite colored eyeshadows to use. But because these have some of like the reddy shifts, I think using some shades like this, I think these will go well. So now it's just to determine which, I guess, kind of undertone. So like this one is a little bit more purple based. This one I think has the most red in it. So I think I'm maybe gonna go with this one, which is just like a little bit in, was that this one? Yeah, in the middle. Okay, so I'm realizing this is 5 shimmers that I have, and because I'm picking 12, just sort of my brain is sort of demanding that I pick a 6th so that I can have 6 mattes and 6 shimmers. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick another shimmer, and I maybe kind of want to do something random and either go for a green or a blue. So actually maybe this blue, which is kind of on the lighter side, so it can maybe help balance out. But then this one also, which this one is light, but then also kind of has a green shift. So actually, okay, I think I'm gonna go with this, which is the shade Genesis. Okay, I've got 6 of those. I've already got 1 matte over here on the side. So now I need 5 more mattes. I know that I want one that's light and on the neutral side. So I'm actually leaning between one of these. So this is more beigey. And then this is more of like a taupey gray. And I'm kind of thinking based on the tones, this one would probably go better. So I'm gonna go with that one, which is the shade Calcination. Where to go from here? So this one has a little bit of the green in it, and this one also has a bit like bluey turquoisey. So I'm kind of thinking having one of these greens can be good, and maybe just to like, I don't know, just for fun. Like everything doesn't necessarily have to go together. I like colors that are pretty contrasty. So I think I'm gonna choose this green, which is Replica. Now, I normally like to have a darker shade to deepen up the outer corner, and this burgundy that I chose is already pretty dark, so it can do that. Then also this multi-chrome that I chose, it has the darkening qualities that I could even just use this to deepen up the outer corner. So I think I'm probably set in terms of darker colors to deepen up things. So I think I'm maybe going to choose one of these more purple shades. Well, this one is a little bit more like red, I suppose. But actually I like the like saturation value, like the depth value of these two. This one I think leans a little bit on the darker side, but I like actually both of these shades together. So I'm going to choose both of these, which the purple one is called Lithophyte, and the one that's more red is Symmetry. All right, so now I just need one more matte, and I have this green pop of color, and maybe I want to choose another lighter pop. This green is light enough that I can probably use it as an inner corner highlight. I've been really enjoying using light matte pops of color as an inner corner highlight. So maybe choosing another one of those. So I'm kind of looking at this like pink shade, or maybe even this, it's like a periwinkle. Maybe this teal? Hold on, let me go back. Okay, look at the metallics. This periwinkle might be a little bit too contrasting. The green is pretty contrasting, but it still kind of goes because some of the shifts of the multi-chromes that I chose have hints of green in them. I have a lot of red based with these four. Maybe, yeah, or maybe this beigey. Okay, I'm running out of. Okay, maybe this like yellow orange, which is the shade Cycle. All right, maybe those. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these out and see how they all look together and then decide if I want to switch anything out from there. All right, so I have everything swatched out. I think I'm actually quite happy with how everything looks together. I kind of like the randomness of the green and the yellow, but also knowing that like that yellow can go with this peachy one or also this light one. And then I think the yellow and the green could probably go together as well, but the green can go with this bluey shifty one, or even with this one that has the purpley shift. So I think I'm pretty happy with everything that I chose. I'm not going to switch anything out. So I'm going to go ahead and plop these in. I might choose like a random order. I don't think I'm going to do all matte, all shimmers. I think I'm going to just sort of randomly put them in. Does it bother anyone else that I put this one where the logo is going the opposite direction? Okay, there we go. Here is my finished palette. So here's my finished Lethal palette. I'm pretty excited to start using this. A lot of this are new shades that I had purchased in the Black Friday order, so that'll give me a chance to use some of those and get my head around like the tones and stuff. Again, I already know that I love Lethal's formula, so I think this is going to be a great palette to use. And I really enjoy sort of the randomness of the green and the it's sort of like a sunflower yellow. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Building palette videos are some of my favorite to not only film but also watch. I love watching other people put color stories together. It sort of just like helps with my creativity. Like watching other people do it inspires me to do it, or like seeing someone put colors together that I never would have thought of inspires me to go play with my single eyeshadows and put together color stories. I love making videos like this. I hope you enjoy watching it. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you like stuff like this and want to see more, subscribe before you go. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.